All right, hi everybody. I am going to carve a block from beginning to end to show you some efficient ways that you can carve out the negative spaces from your image if you want, and how to make them look maybe like neat and tidy if you want. You don't have to do it this way, but this is one way of doing it that is relatively efficient, as well as a way of making kind of your marks look unified. So I'm going to take my U-gouge, my small U-gouge, and I'm just gonna, instead of using any other tools to kind of outline anything, I'm just gonna use the U-gouge to carve most of this image. And if I need to, after we print it, I can use some of the other tools to clean it up. So I'm just gonna grab my U-gouge, keep my hand off to the side, and I'm gonna make what I call directional marks. I'm just gonna make all these marks going this way. And what will happen is it'll create an illusion that I have shapes and lines, this weave pattern. So I'm just starting on this line and going all the way across without stopping till I hit that line. Now, another thing that does happen, if you change the depth, you have different effects as well. But notice I'm leaving some space between the lines. And I'm just carving them. I'm leaving like 1/8 of an inch, 1/16 of an inch. Depending on how close you make your lines, it'll have different effects. It'll be darker or lighter. It's like an illusion of gray, potentially. And it'll make a lot more sense when we proof this thing. But I'm just gonna film the whole thing, just for fun, so you can see from beginning to end how long it takes. So I'm gonna move this here. And also, just so you can see the look of it, the kind of the spirit of making directional marks. So I'm committing to going at this diagonal. I could have chosen to go this way if I wanted to. We could use a different gouge. We could use the bigger U gouge. I could use the V gouge. It's really up to you. It's kind of a preference to what kind of tools you like, or kind of how you feel about the tools too. Like, you know, everybody has a kind of a different tool that they like, or the spirit of it, or the feel of it usually, right? Like the different tools carve differently. The U-gouge removes more material, so in a way it's harder to use. So this medium-sized U-gouge, I really like. Yours is a little smaller than this. If you like these tools, you can order some from Wet Paint. They're a little more expensive than your Speedball lino tools. I think there's like $40, $50, so we can look it up. I can send you a link, or you can email me if you would want. If you're interested in these tools, they're called Power Grips. They're made in Japan. They have a really cool shiny bevel here. This is really important in a tool, is that it's really polished. That helps keep the sharpness. Oops, I kind of went off my line there, but that's all right. The thing with relief printmaking, what you're doing here, or lino cut printmaking, is once you've removed this thing, like, it's gone, right? I mean, I guess we could glue this back in if we wanted. It would look like we glued it back in, probably. All right, you see where this is going. I purposely made an image here that we could carve relatively quickly. And what happens is you'll notice right away that these marks become part of the image. Like, I didn't draw them because I knew that when I carved it, I could add this look to the drawing just purely by how we carve the image. So notice what I'm doing here. I'm creating another kind of drawing style inside my lino cut by just purely using the tools in one direction. We're gonna do this here. We're gonna remove that. When you get into these tighter spots, you wanna make sure this is where you really wanna make sure that your hands are out of the way. I may turn it here. Oh, went over, that's okay. I kind of like the mistakes sometimes. They make it look like it's something that's handmade. I think that's what you'll discover too, is that over time, these relief blocks become kind of unique objects by themselves. Like you like it because you carved it. You don't even have to print it. All right, as you can see, this goes relatively quickly, but we do have one little issue, that the illusion of the weave has to be accounted for, and I'll show you that here in a second when I finish this. Notice that if I do this, then you're not going to see this, right? So I need to figure out what I'm going to do to keep the illusion of the weave going. And I have a couple solutions, but let me finish the directional carving. So notice what I'm doing here is I'm carving in the direction of the actual drawing, of the negative space, right? The speed of the line in this image goes across like this, and I'm just kind of paralleling that, mimicking that. And notice I'm not trying to make perfect lines. I'm just making directional marks, and it's an effective way to make a lot of progress on your carving without having to trace something. We can always go back and clean up these edges if need be. We could always do that, but I don't think we need to. I'm gonna have to spin this around again, so that this way I can keep my hand out of it. And then when I finish this, we'll talk about how we can deal with the illusion of the weave. And there's a couple of things I could do. I could get another gouge and I could carve those out with a different size mark, or I could create a little shadow. I could draw on it where I want a shadow. I mean, I can do that for you. You can draw on it with some graphite where I want to create the illusion. All right, so there we go. That made quick work of this image, right? Pretty sweet, huh? Okay, now I need to figure out how to deal with the illusion of the weave. I think what I could do is just come in and maybe make some marks that go like this direction with a V gouge. Like I could come in and make some marks like this that create like some illusion of space here. I could go like this, but I think that'd be too similar to the other marks. So I'm just gonna do this. And I'm just gonna make it look almost like a shadow or something. And I can play around with the different depths of this and see what happens. We can always remove more later. So I'm just gonna start this way so we can see the illusion. Notice once again, I'm kind of making directional marks. And I'll just do this for all of the underlay marks here, or the illusion of the weave. And then I'll print this later in the printing demo, and you can see what it looks like. And after we proof it, we'll be able to make some more changes if we want to. We might like it, we might not. You can always remove some more, make some more marks here, make them closer together. So there you go. I'll finish this up, and then I'll make the printing demo. So you can see what this looks like inked up, and then what it looks like printed. It's almost there. Go, and then we got this one, it's almost done. So So there you go. There you have it. I haven't looked at the time yet on the video camera, but this hasn't taken too long. Feels like a pretty reasonable amount of time to make this simple drawing. So as you guys have probably found out, the simpler you draw, the faster it carves. However, you still make sense to, be careful. There you go.